resolution number 25-646. It's a resolution providing local support for Vox Farms Incorporated to operate a Class 1 cultivator cannabis business at 80 Harrison Avenue.
I was going to ask about Ron. I like Ron. He's done a fantastic job, but is the Cannabis Control Board meeting anymore? And if they aren't, can we get them meeting?
We're actually going to start meeting in November.
Okay. All right. So this is timely. It's ripe.
Yes.
Thank you.
Next will be item number 10.25, resolution 25-650. It's an amended resolution providing local support for Cream of the Pot LLC to operate a Class 5 retail cannabis business. It's a change of address, moving from 397 Municipal Avenue to 41 Marin Boulevard.
So with the change of address, did they have to go back through the process? Did they go back through planning and go back through the board, or is this simply an amendment?
It's an amendment because the address they're moving to was previously approved. It's just that applicant abandoned the location.
So if in an instance where they're moving to an area that haven't already been approved, they will have to go through the whole process over, right?
Yes.
Okay, now this cannabis stuff is really nerve-wracking for me. So I know people are going to say that they were waiting to go in that area, right? So do individuals who have prior approvals in other locations become prioritized from people who's waiting in the pipeline? Because you're saying that at one point someone else was here. Well, someone was supposed to occupy that space, right? And they never did.
They had the lease. They're not pulling their cannabis application. They're just pulling the location.
No.
Once they find a new location, they'll have to go back in front of the CCB.
The downtown address is, what's going on with those folks that was originally down there?
I'm not sure why they pulled the application or decided not to move forward, but they're just looking for a different location. Maybe it was the rent that they're paying to hold the space.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. So being that these people that's already approved was at another location, then they get wind that, hey, these people may not be using this, so let's apply to remove our application from point A to point B, right? What I'm asking is, are those individuals who already have approval, are they prioritized in front of the people that were waiting? Because people were waiting because, is the issue of location, is it too close? Is the issue of capping in certain areas? We've went through all that. So now we're allowing an applicant to move from one spot to another. So I just want to get clarity. If
I don't think that would apply for this application because it's on Municipal Avenue where there is an existing pending application that has all the CCB approvals only a few hundred feet away. So I think this is actually helping with the distance.
Sorry, I guess my concern is, so the company that's abandoning their space is still keeping their license?
Correct.
So what they're saying is, at some point in the future, we're going to find a new space and then we'll come back to the CCB?
Correct.
Is the problem they can't afford to maintain the rent? Is that the issue? That's why they abandon it, because they can't afford to keep the rent? You really don't know.
They haven't clearly stated that, no.
I think at some point, this should be an administrative process, to be honest.
You shouldn't have to come back here.
I think it's just like, to have it like this, after they've already gone through the process, and let's say they need to move, I do think that it should be more administrative, because they've already cleared the hurdles. And if their community impact plan was approved by the council, if their initial location was approved by the council, I think it should be up to the discretion of the director, whether the next area is appropriate.
I think there was a concern that we needed to change the resolution of support that goes to the state.
Oh,
It's the
okay.
state that they need.
Yes.
Got it, that's why.
Because the state's approving it with the location that we're sending down.
Gotcha.
So it
Yeah.
becomes
Got
a
it, okay.
change.
State.
I understand now.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Next one.
Next is item number 10.23, resolution 25-648. It's a resolution providing local support for Harbor City Outreach LLC to operate a Class 5 retail cannabis business at 135 Monticello Avenue.
The Pot City.
Questions?
No questions.
Next one.
Last is agenda number 10.22, resolution 25-647. It's a resolution providing local support for Art 44 Company LLC to operate a Class 5 retail cannabis business at 669 Bergen Avenue.
Non-burger.
669
669?
Bergen Avenue.
Next.
Council, just today you should have received a confidential memo from my office explaining the resolution and some background behind it from both Director Woodson's office and my office. If you have any questions, let me know.
Thank you. That's it.
Drew?
Good afternoon, Council President, members of council. Drew Banghart, on behalf of the Department of Infrastructure, I have 6 items today. The first one is item 3.3, ordinance 25-109. This is chapter 332 of the code, an amendment adding multi-way stop intersections to the code or various intersections.
Question? Next one.
Next one is item number 10.12, resolution 25-637. This is a resolution of the council authorizing the acceptance of a grant from the NJTPA. This grant is used to fund positions in the transportation planning group and also some master planning work for the city's transportation master plan.
Question?
Okay, next one is item 10.13. This is resolution 25-638. This is a resolution requesting a 6-month extension of a grant we were awarded from the NJDOT for Christopher Columbus Drive. This will allow us to keep working with the JCMUA. They have a large project for water and sewer work on the same corridor. And with the addition of the path tube that's also present underground, we're just trying to keep everything moving and, you know, keep the funds that we have economical and not doing double work.
When is the MUA scheduled to conduct the Columbus Drive repairs?
We are trying to time it so that we're doing it at the same time, so we're not doing the work above grade, I'll call it, and then they're coming to install pipes underground afterwards. We're looking to get started next year. They're currently working with the iBank to get low interest funding for that project.
Right. Thank you.
Next item is kind of a continuation of the last one because we have 2 funding years that the city received from the DOT. So this is agenda item number 10.14, resolution 25-639. This is funding year 2024, that same Christopher Columbus Drive corridor and the same work that we're doing with the JCMUA to make sure we're spending this money and kind of working together proactively.
Question?
I have agenda item number 10.18, 25-643. This is a resolution authorizing the acceptance of a grant from NJ JARC which is part of New Jersey Transit for the Via on-demand service.
Just found out VIA don't go to Bayonne.
They may go just into Bayonne, but I'd have to talk to Director
Bayonne
Mancini
is,
about that.
Bayonne is closer than, depending on where you at, Bayonne could be closer than certain parts of Jersey City.
Certainly to my office. Any other questions?
Yeah, never mind.
For the Columbus Avenue, what's it called? The infrastructure improvements that are happening. You guys are doing curb bump outs for that area? Okay, for the whole,
Yeah, I don't want to say it's every intersection, and we're still kind of finalizing design, but we certainly are introducing curb bump outs to reduce that, crossing distance for pedestrians and to make that corridor safer. We're going to be installing some wider sidewalks, or possibly, there's some areas that sidewalks don't even exist that we're going to be adding them, so.
and the bike lane, will it be elevated as it was on Cole Street, or it's gonna stay the way it is? I know you're gonna revamp it, but is it gonna be ground level with the street?
The plan is to be a mixture of the two different designs,
Okay,
kind of similar to Cole Street.
okay, thank you.
And last but not least is item 10.19, resolution 25-644. This is in regards to Hudson County Chromate Site 180A. It's a Honeywell site, and this is for a deed notice to be placed on the property. So this is the institutional control that the city would pass, just so there's nobody in there digging or doing anything without Honeywell's knowledge or the city's knowledge to disrupt the engineering controls that are there on site. There's a 54-inch sewer that's kind of traverses the area, so that's why we wanted to get this taken care of. And
What's the actual location?
it's Duffield Avenue, kind of near the Skyway on the west side of the city. I do have Bob Cavanaugh here too, if you have any questions for him.
Good afternoon, folks. Bob Cavanaugh, Waters, McPherson, McNeil, attorneys for Honeywell. This here site, as Drew said, is underneath the Skyway, over by Route 7, all the way down. If you go all the way down the end of St. Paul's Avenue to Duffield Avenue, down in that area, it's all industrial. And this is one of the sites. There is an access agreement as part of the settlement we did with the city back in 2008 on the Bayfront site. There are like 50-something chromate sites that we have to deal with. And this is one of the sites under the access agreement that we have with the city to cap the sites, put the deed notices in place so that, nobody's harmed by, going in there and digging and what have you. It's basically a parking lot on top of here, I believe. So that's it.
Okay.
Thank you, Bob. That's it, Drew?
I was gonna ask about the VIA. So it says that the state-funded ARC program was the successor to the formerly federally funded ARC, job access and reverse commute program. What's the reason for the fact that it's no longer federally funded, if you know?
I don't have all the details on that. I could find out. I know it is like a transition to a different name, still being funded. I don't know all the mechanisms behind it, but I could find that out.
Okay, just wondering, that's all.
Drew, quick question, if you know, in the future, I guess in the next micro transportation contract, is there any way we can have like, I guess a distance as it relates to miles versus the entire city? Because my concern is there's people in or around Stegman that need to get to a doctor that's in Bayonne, although it's at a Jersey City. it's closer to get to Bayonne than to get to the other side of Jersey City. So I just want to see if it's feasible, we can put like some type of, I guess, mileage cap on it,
Yeah,
point A to point B.
I can certainly talk to the team and there may be something in there that I don't know about, but we can check out service to Bayonne and, anywhere local.
How much would it cost to make program free? Sorry, what was the question?
Free?
Yeah, for residents.
I don't know off the top
You
of
think you could go back and ask them that?
I can ask them for sure.
What is the resident of Jersey City subsidizing annually when they're doing these trips? And, I'm just curious, because there's a lot of proposals out there for free transit, and wanted to, just find out what would it take to make this micro transit program free for all of Jersey City residents.
It should be real cheap.
Will do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's all.
Oh.
Good afternoon, Council President, Council members. For the record, Paul Cate, Director of Disease Prevention with Health and Human Services. I have before you tonight item number 10.6, Resolution 25631. This is seeking approval for an MOU between HHS and Hackensack Meridian Medical School to bring on interns to support our clinical efforts.
Thank you.
Questions? Good. Thank you. Have a good night.
Call number 2. Bella boy.
Tag teaming, Madam President, council members. Paul Bellenboyer, Health Officer, here to present for the acceptance of the final year of a grant from the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Administration. It's $125,000 to do mental health awareness training. The program has been a success over the 6 years of funding we have already had, training approximately 5,000 people in how to be aware of mental health conditions and how to advocate for people getting help at an earlier stage in their illness.
Well, what number are you talking about?
10-5.
In the 6 years of the grant total, this is 2 separate grants. We've trained over 5,000. In this current grant, we have trained 1,368 as of the third quarter of the current grant. That's about 11.6 people per class. And we have made more connections to service than we've actually trained people. I will say that in this year of the grant and in the coming year, which is the last year of expected federal funding, we've prioritized training to build our infrastructure. We've trained 32 mental health first aid instructors that can continue, and we've included training staff both in health and human services, Department of Rec and Youth Development, and also Jersey City police officers, all of whom are actively training residents in how to spot mental health problems. It's been very successful in that we know we have saved lives through suicide prevention. Again, the numbers show that we are connecting people to help at an earlier stage, and we hear back from some of them that it's made a huge difference in their lives.
Hey, Paul, typically each participant go through a program. How long is the program?
The program is packaged. The principal thing that we offer is mental health first aid. It is an 8-hour-long training, which is usually delivered in a single day. We love to do church and community groups all together, but the program is offered both in person and online. So they're public. You can sign up on the online and fill a class that's open to the general public.
Then when you complete the program, you get, email the certificate.
You get a certificate which certifies you as a mental health first aider for the next 3 years, but the knowledge persists. We know that informally. It's a program which has really been a huge success and has made a difference in many lives. I wish it could make a difference in more.
Now, who provides the certificate?
The the whole program is a branded program from the National Council for Mental Well-Being. And it comes which they have a separate website for this program, which is mentalhealthfirstaid.org. It comes with their certification, and all our instructors have to train and deliver training to their standard.
All right, it's good.
Question? Thank you, Fred.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Corrado. Greg. Okay.
Because we have Eric Moore here, who has the intimate details of the plan. He can answer any questions about it.
Did you say, Peter?
Peter, we didn't understand the words you said.
Sorry, we have Eric Moore here from Brandywine, who has the details of the project. He can answer any questions if the council would have it and give a presentation if you'd like.
Good evening, Council President, Council members. Eric Moore, Brandywine. I'm here to discuss the final phase of Jackson Square. I believe all of you have been briefed on it, and I just came here in case there's any questions that I could answer, any more information you needed.
This is item 3.4, by the way.
When will you start?
Probably break ground. Well, second reading would be, if it all goes well, is the 22nd. So we would do a groundbreaking immediately, and it would probably take about 2 months to get the financing in place.
Sorry, I didn't hear the last part.
About 2 months to get everything from that point to get the financing and start construction.
Okay. And what's the expected timeline of construction? Like, how long will construction take?
Yeah, so the estimate is 27 months, and the first payment is 30 months from when we get approval.
Okay.
Eric, this is this a late item? I don't have it.
PA? Yes.
Yeah, it's item 3.4. It's a light item. I believe, my understanding, the member of the Business Administrator's Office has met with you or most of you individually to present it. Everything kind of came together this meeting to put on, so we have it here to, represent if you guys wanted to introduce it.
Eric, can you?
Peter, the link isn't working on the city site, on the agenda site.
I can have that fixed for you, and I'll make sure it's updated and sent to you tonight.
I do remember discussing this with you guys, but for public consumption, can you explain in layman's terms exactly what you guys are trying to do and where is that?
Great. So when we first started the development of what is called now Jackson Square, it wasn't called Jackson Square. So we did the municipal annex, and then we did the parking garage with the office space underneath, and then we did the public safety headquarters. And around that time is when the city actually named it Jackson Square. So the purpose of this project is mainly to delineate it as the square. So there'll be pillars, signage. There'll be also a new building for the EDC and some additional municipal space. But that's the really thing, is to create a food plaza, a park for kids, and to everybody to know when they're in Jackson Square, they're in Jackson Square.
So in this is the lot between Orient and Kearney. So your vision is going to be a park there?
No, I know it was a little while ago when you saw the pictures, but there's a park along Kearney. There's a food plaza behind where EDC is now, right by the path light rail. So, and then the building is where across the street from the public safety headquarters.
Okay, and this is going to be, I think, was it an 8-story building or a 12-story building?
9-story building.
A 9-story building, and this building is slated to house municipal offices, right?
Correct.
Okay, now it's coming back to me. So from a financial standpoint, how does this relationship work? The city owns the land, they give it to you guys, you build it, we pay monthly rent until a certain period in which we acquire it, right?
So we own the land, we go out, get the financing, build the building.
Oh, you guys own the land already?
Correct. And then you pay rent, and then after you make all the rent payments, it goes automatically back to you.
To the city.
The city.
basically a lease to own. So we make the almost mortgage payments throughout the entire time as a mechanism of rent payments. At the very end, for a nominal price like $1, we finally purchase the whole property.
Now, I understand. I just want to be clear on, you guys already own the land. It's your land.
No, we would own the land in the transaction.
No, that's what, so, like I was initially
Buying
saying,
the land,
the city owns the land as we speak
Correct.
currently, right?
yes,
Subsequently, they will sell it to you guys. You guys will develop it, get the funding to bring an erect figure,
correct.
charge the city monthly rental fees, and at a certain amount is eclipsed, the city gains ownership of that property.
Correct.
Okay. I just wanted that to be clear for the
Sure.
public.
Right, you're right. Question.
So we hadn't seen in the presentation, I don't think we went through the numbers. So what is the, what is the lease payments that the city would be committing to in this?
For the 30-year, the first year is 5.2 million.
Sorry, say that again?
30-year schedule.
Yeah,
So you're paying the payments over 30 years. Then the first year is 5.2 million.
5.2.
Yes.
And then what is the schedule over the next 30 years?
Right.
It's in the lease, and I could send that to you, but it's something that it increases with inflation. And,
Okay.
and I don't know every single year payment, so.
Okay, sure. I mean, I would, and there's always a challenge with a late item, but I certainly would want a financial analysis from the city.
Yeah.
Just on that piece.
So that's also been done, by the way.
Sure.
And it shows a significant savings between the alternative route of bonding versus this structure.
Okay, sure. So it'd be good for us to see that. And then I think the next piece from us is if there are post-construction, the city moves in and we run into buildings issues, HVAC, construction, how is responsibility determined on those fronts?
So we would be happy to do it, but the city has always chosen to maintain the building through the term. But there are warranties and maintenance bonds that can cover the first year or two on whatever, on specific items that you want.
Okay, so as of now, those aren't built in. So when the transfer would occur, the city would be responsible for maintenance. Is that accurate?
Yeah, as soon as the warranties run out, then you guys, I mean, you're responsible from day one once we turn the keys over to you when you start paying, and you move in. But there are some warranties and maintenance bonds and stuff that can cover any kind of issues that come up in the first year or two.
Sure.
To help, if there's anything that happens. But, as the city knows, any kind of problems have been directed towards me, I've addressed.
Got it. Okay.
And I guess my final question for administration, as it relates to these dwellings that's slated, or these offices that's slated to be in there, are we in dire need for this room? What's going in there? And where they're at now?
So originally proposed to have the EDC move in there and expand their offices.
Where's the EDC now?
It's right
They're-
there.
They're right next to it in a
They're
temporary
right
building.
next to them. Near
Right.
McDonald's, right there.
No, I know where's that.
Yeah.
I just want, so they're gonna move out of that office to go to this office. Who else? EDC, who else? It's 8 floors.
So right now it's just the EDC, and then we're going to actually reevaluate what we can else move in there. We have engineering and things that could possibly go in there. But it's being built to fully, furnish the whole building.
My issue with this is that we're talking about an 8-story building, right? I would imagine that this building is going to help get rid of rents that we're paying somewhere else. So at the very least, we should have an understanding of who's moving, how much we're saving, versus how much we're going to be paying. So if I hear an 8-story building and then I just hear the EDC, and then we'll figure out who else need to move in there, for me, that's not enough to vote for a project.
Yeah, I can get you a full analysis, but part of what the EDC does is they have incubator space and things of that nature. So not all of it we would know, because obviously we're going to future lease it out to different individuals, community groups, local businesses, things of that nature as well.
Let me ask you
Councilmember,
something,
there is-
Peter, because we don't know exactly what's going into that building. It's 8-story. Why can't we build a senior site in that building? I'm just, because we don't have many of those senior sites. And so why can't we build that? Because we did that with Parking Authority when we moved them out, right? So if we're gonna own this building as of right now, based on what you're saying, the only person that's gone in it is the EDC, because how many leases does the city have outside, that we're leasing from someone else? So automatically, whatever we're leasing to, they should go in that building. So evidently, we don't have a heavy lease no more, because I know we started with 30 Montgomery Street, and, half of them is all on MLK now. So now we getting ready to do this final phase, and the only person that's gone in there is the EDC. So why can't we build a senior center in there? I mean, all you need is one ground floor.
This was all originally part of the first, 3 phases of the first project the council approved. If that's something the council wants, we can definitely explore it. I have no problem with that.
Council President, there has been some departments that are, I guess, needing more space that have been targeted. I don't know all the details, and there has been some other tenants that have talked about going in other than the EDC. And we also discussed putting a merch store on the first floor as an incubator space.
I remember that.
So there are some other,
yeah.
it's not just the EDC. I just don't have, I can
Right.
get you a list of the potentials, but the senior center, there was rooms for growth. So
Right,
obviously the senior, use would be great as well.
right.
So whatever you guys want is fine. I just want you to know there's been other conversations, not just the EDC.
Right, because like I said, if that's the case, then I think we need another senior site. We need that all over the city, or else we can get a youth site in there. One of the two, because
Yes.
that's what we're in need of. So if we're gonna go out for a 30-year,
Yep.
I think we should really get what the city needs. And I know
Yep.
when it comes to senior sites and youth sites, that's where we lack at.
The idea is that a lot of the space was accounted for, but there was extra space because
I know there's
past.
certain places that we keep saying that need space, but as I go around in the city, and when I look at the annex over there, there's like spaces in there too that's empty. I don't know why we're not utilizing that. You know what I'm saying? So if that's the case, then let's really build this for what we need. We need youth sites and we need center sites.
I know this project is really driven by the council, so if you have recommendations, I'm happy to put this on hold to get feedback from the council until we can move forward with it.
I can meet with you in between readings if you want, and put whatever you guys want. I'm here to put in the building.
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah, I think we should do that to really maximize
The space,
opportunity
that's
we
all.
have.
Because-
it's your guys' decision.
Right, because like I said, there's empty spaces in that annex right now that is not being used. We should know the departments that really need the space. I know HHS, she's complaining, she always needs space. Some of her people can go to the annex. I mean, I'm over there and it's still empty. Certain spots are empty there.
Well, if
But
anybody.
it's not you, it's the BA should know this. Because he knows the city. That's why. You just develop, and I don't expect you to know it, but he should know what departments they're going to need. That's why I'm asking.
We don't need any new buildings in the city.
Is that a decision we make right now, or we're making it later, or like what's the processes that we're gonna follow?
I would recommend if the council really wants us to explore the opportunities for that we put this on hold until we can develop all that and get the feedback from the council.
Okay.
You gonna go to all of us, or
Councilman, no, we'll go to all of you, of course.
can you go to all of us, like how they did before?
We'll have more discussion with
Yeah, we'll
this,
have more
because
discussion.
since they're not clear on what's going in there, that's the question right now, okay? And because they're not clear, the council do have suggestions what could go there. That's what we just doing right now.
We need a room down there, Rich.
Right.
I
know,
Should I be
He
setting
said
up
he don't
meetings
want
to
no more
discuss?
buildings, but,
We need a room down there.
right.
Or should I be setting up meetings to go through whatever
Yeah.
council members want?
I'll follow up with it. I'll take care of it, Council
The
President.
BA will
All right,
take care of it, okay?
Peter.
Eric, the BA will take care of it,
Okay,
okay? Don't worry. He'll take
All right.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
all right, thank you.
Eric, I have a question. How much are you paying the city for the property?
The city has a choice. They can charge $1, they can charge appraised value or an assessed value. So it's their choice of what they want to charge.
Okay.
Okay.
I vote that we don't sell it for $1. That's the first thing. You have to, because citizens gonna be up in arms. They see another property going to a developer for $1.
Well, eventually it's your building. I mean, it's developed for you guys, so it's.
We're going to pay for it one way or another, Council.
Okay.
They're paying for the upcut, development and all of that. City not paying it. Yeah, I know it. I got you. I hear you.
Why don't we wait till?
I'm with you there. I get it. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Christine.
Good evening, Council President, City Council. I am here with the Arts and Culture Trust Fund Committee to present briefly on the Cycle 2 of the Arts and Culture Trust Fund grants. You have a copy of this. If anybody wants a copy, I'll put these.
Yes, we have it.
Okay, great. So this Cycle 2 covers July 1st, 2023 to June 30th, 2024. It's the second report that we've presented to you, and the third cycle just closed this June. So you will be receiving that third cycle report very soon. Let's see. Can I invite up our committee to present?
Good evening. I'd like to begin with, I'm sorry, Elizabeth Phillips Lorenzo. I am the chairperson for the Jersey City Arts and Cultural Trust Fund and Award F resident. Yes. Good evening. I'd like to begin with a brief summary of our grants. The Arts and Cultural Trust Fund Awards have 3 categories: general operating grants, program grants, and arts education grants. In addition, there's an individual artist fellowship program administered by the Jersey City Arts Council. For Cycle 2 of the fund, please refer to page 2. Grant totals: the trust fund awarded $1,063,484 in grants for Cycle 2. This is an increase of over $200,000 from Cycle 1. In addition, 88 grants were awarded to artists and organizations providing arts and cultural programs in this Jersey City. Next, I would like for the vice chairperson to come up.
Good evening. My name is Ann Marley. I'm the vice chair from Ward C. Programming took place across all wards, as you can see in the map on page 4. The following training were made available to all interested applicants. Accessibility training sessions, 8 hours of open office hours offered both online and in person, pre-recorded instructional videos on the Cultural Affairs website. In addition, computer access was made available at all Jersey City Free Public Library branches with extended time. Applications were available in 7 languages. Grant award process: grant applications were reviewed by an independent panel of professionals working in the field of arts and culture, and the panel provided evaluations to our committee, who then voted on awards based on panel scores and available funds.
Hello, I'm Sandy Martini, and I'm the secretary of the Cultural Arts Trust Fund, and I'm from Ward D. I'm going to be speaking about the general operating grants, and you can reference that on page 6. A total of $414,996 in general operating grants were awarded to 19 Jersey City-based arts organizations. The average grant size was $21,841, and the average grant size is 34% higher than our first grant cycle awards. Also worth noting is 84% of the general operating grantees offer arts education programming. Combined, these 19 grantees impacted 244,000 people in person through their funded programs. We also awarded program and art education grants. You can see those on page 11. A total of $548,488 was awarded to 49 grantees. This is a 72% increase in the total amount awarded for these types of grants. The average size of a grant was $11,193. 30,000 people were impacted in person through these programs, with an additional 11,000 people had access online. We also provide individual artist fellowship grants, and you can see those on page 16. The Jersey City Arts Council administered $100,000 of the fund in individual artist fellowships. $5,000 awards are granted to 20 artists each year of the cycle. 80% of the grantees use these funds for new works. 60% of the grantees reported the fellowship provided them with opportunities they wouldn't have had otherwise. 50% used funds to pay other artists and collaborators. As a reminder, this report is available at the jerseycityculture.org.
And I also did want to point out that anybody wishing to represent the wards on the Arts and Culture Trust Fund Committee, there is an open nomination process. So any resident in Jersey City wishing to serve on the committee can self-nominate on the Cultural Affairs website. We're also always looking for professionals to be part of our independent grant review panel, and you can also volunteer to do that on our website.
Yes. First, I want to thank you, Director, and thank all of the residents that are on the Arts and Culture Trust Fund Committee for their service to the city of Jersey City. It does not go unappreciated, and it's an important, part of this city and our lives. I had a question with regards to the program and art education grant. It was stated that there was a 72% increase in the grant this year. I wanted to know what was the impetus behind it. Was it because of the request from the people, like the residents, or was it because of like the applicants themselves that were reaching out, or was it like an internal decision by the Arts and Culture Trust Fund Committee to make that increase based off of the applications that they were receiving?
That's a great question. So the fund comes from a 0.00025% cents per $100 of assessed property value. That's something you vote on at the start of each year, and that could certainly be more or less depending on your vote. So there was more money collected into the fund this year, or for cycle 2. Each year it does go up a little bit. And the way those funds are distributed is determined by our committee. By state statute, they vote on the final distribution of funds. But there was an increased amount of applicants for arts education and programming, and some of that has to do with the work that the committee and my staff at Cultural Affairs has been doing to reach all wards of the city, to do trainings in person, and to just introduce the fund to as many creatives as possible. So because of that, we had more program and arts education applicants, and so when that increase in the fund came in, it went towards program grants.
Thank you so much. Follow up to that, I did have, not to that particular point, but the grants themselves, are you tracking whether they're for established artists or new artists entering the scene, how many years they've been in the field that they're in, or is it a mix of the two? And if you're not tracking it, can you commit to tracking it in the future?
So for all applicants, especially with the the program and general operating grants that Cultural Affairs administers, we do ask how many years they've been in operation. They do need to have been in operation for at least 1 year to be eligible to apply. And then I can also follow up with the Jersey City Arts Council to see what they put in their application in terms of gathering that data on individual artists that apply for the fellowship. And I will certainly supply that to you. That's a great question. It's a good thing to track.
And that's a very reasonable requirement, like a 1 year, you got to be here at least a year to qualify. Just want to thank you for all your work and all the work of the committee and the info sessions you put. They're all across the city, and this is fantastic for Jersey City. Thank you for this beautiful report.
Councilman.
Thank you.
Do good work. They should be.
Very well. All the first reading ordinances were discussed. As for second reading ordinances.
Just on 3.1, as the council president, I just wanted a little bit more information on what was in it. I know we discussed it with Chiron, but I didn't think we had the full scope of it. Which is what's I know it's changing some of the rent control rules, but you could summarize what's being proposed.
They can pay 30% of their income. That's what's being proposed instead of going over, because for a lot of residents, they're paying 40, 50% of their income for rent. So this is kind of limited to 30%.
Okay.
Okay, that's the start of it.
Thank you.
Okay. So as far as the second reading ordinances are concerned, on Wednesday for public consideration will be agenda item 4.1, ordinance 25-101, an ordinance of the Jersey City Municipal Council approving a tax exemption and authorizing a financial agreement with Sussex Street Associates Urban Renewal LLC regarding a project at block 14205, lot 10.01, commonly known as 177 Grand Street, and block 14205, lots 12 and 13, more commonly known as 193-195 Grand Street, pursuant to the long-term tax exemption law, NJSA 40A:20-1 et sec. Okay. Agenda item 4.2, ordinance 25-103, an ordinance supplementing chapter 332, Vehicles and Traffic, Article 3, Parking, Standing and Stopping, amending Section 332-31, Parking Restrictions for Street Cleaning Purposes on Lincoln Park.
Hey, Sean, excuse me, John, sorry. So here is, a street sweeping going to be inside of the park?
Yeah, Councilman, there's several parking lots inside of Lincoln Park. This is so that we can sweep those parking lots for them. And then obviously any revenue that we get to keep.
Are we charging them, right?
Charging to street sweep, but any vehicles left there that we ticketed, obviously we get the revenue as a municipality for that.
Oh, okay.
Who's going to ticket them though?
We are.
That's in the park.
We are. We're gonna
This is giving us permission to go to the park, to enter the park, which is a county park, to basically patrol and then sweep their park and then collect any revenue from those actions.
So let me get this straight. Let me get this straight. So Jersey City Parking Authority is going into the county park to issue summonses for vehicles that are left there because they don't move it so they can clean.
Correct.
And we are going to get those funds from the county?
When we ticket, we would get the revenue from those tickets.
The whole thing or part of it?
The whole thing. It'd be like if we ticketed someone on West Side Avenue or, Kennedy Boulevard, any other location.
But why are we doing it and not the county? Like, why isn't the county cleaning the park and why aren't the sheriffs issuing the tickets?
They don't have the full kind of apparatus that we have in order to do all of that. So it's a matter of, the agreement for us is we're going to do it and we're going to keep the revenue for our bounty essentially.
There's no county
request between the park or the county and the city meeting mutually, and they already passed their resolution. So this is us following up with it.
So there's no countywide parking authority, is what you're telling me?
Not like the city has.
Okay.
Our parking authority Can't handle what we have now. Okay.
Go ahead, Denise.
Agenda item 4.3, ordinance 25-104, an ordinance supplementing Chapter 332, Vehicles and Traffic, Article 9, Parking for the Disabled of the Jersey City Code, designated a reserved parking space at various locations throughout the city. And finally, agenda item 4.4, ordinance 25-105, an ordinance amending and supplementing Chapter 1, General Provisions, Chapter 218, Multiple Dwellings, Chapter 260, Rent Control, Chapter 254, Property Maintenance, and Chapter 1 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Jersey City to establish mandatory minimums for violations of housing-related ordinances. We will have a special improvement district assessment public hearing for the 2025-2026 McGinley Square Special Improvement District assessment roll and budget. Unless there are any questions on the petitions and communications, hearing none, we'll move on to officer communications. Unless there are any questions, we'll move on to the resolutions. Okay, agenda item 10.1, resolution 25-626, a resolution honoring Dolores L.A. Curtis on her 88th birthday and 53 years of dedicated service to education and to the Jersey City community. Agenda item 10.2, resolution 25-627, a resolution authorizing a lien against the properties listed herein for the cost of removing litter, debris, etc., in accordance with NJSA 40A:48-2.14 and Jersey City Municipal Code Section 287-4. We already heard about agenda item 10.3. So agenda item 10.4, resolution 25-629, a resolution approving the appointment of Brian Rands as a per diem assistant municipal prosecutor at the Jersey City Municipal Court. We heard from staff regarding agenda items 10.5 through 10.9. Agenda item 10.10, resolution 25-635, a resolution accepting the 2025-2026 assessment roll of the McGinley Square Special Improvement District, the City of Jersey City. Agenda item 10.11, resolution 25-636, a resolution adopting and ratifying the 2025-2026 budget of the McGinley Square Special Improvement District. We heard about from city staff regarding agenda items 10.12 through 10.16. 10.17, Resolution 25-642, a resolution ratifying the award of a professional services agreement with the law firm of Abruzzi, McDermott, Mastro, and Murphy, P.C. to represent the City of Jersey City in various union negotiation proceedings. We heard from city staff regarding agenda items 10.18 all the way up to 10.23. Agenda item 10.24, resolution 25-649, a resolution authorizing the reimbursement of $26,294.25 to Dan Millen regarding an erroneous auction of a vehicle. And we already heard from staff regarding agenda item 10.5. That is the balance of business.
Motion.
Okay, motion to adjourn at 5:24 p.m. That was a motion made by Soleil. I believe the second was?
Danny Rivera.
Councilman Rivera. And how do you vote? Councilperson Ridley. Councilperson Hewlings. Councilperson Boggiano. Councilperson Soleil.
Aye.
Councilman Solomon. Aye. Councilperson Gilmore. Oh, we left. Councilperson DeGise. Aye. Councilperson Rivera. And Council President Waterman. We are adjourned at 5:25 p.m. We'll see everyone, same location at 6 p.m. on Wednesday. Be well, everyone.